So in this video, I'm going to introduce you to marketing consent and how it's managed within Sonas. So we provide you with a way to manage consent granted to you by your various contacts so you can send marketing material, meaning you can send promotional emails beyond their original inquiry. So if you have somebody who inquired for weddings and you captured marketing consent, you can now email them about your Christmas fair or Mother's Day brunch, etc. So things outside of what they directly inquired about. So marketing consent does refer to that explicit consent to receive promotional emails. And customers can opt in or opt out of that consent. So we manage customers' consent directly associated with their profile. So if I'm to click on Emma Jones here and go to the people section, I see that I have marketing consent turned on here. It's green, that icon's green. And then if I allow event related emails, yes, so that is the topic that she directly inquired about. But then allow marketing emails I have not answered. Okay. But notice on the people section, it's turned on. That's because if I go to company, my marketing mode is explicit or not answered. So as a company standard, I have it set that no answer to marketing infers a yes. You can change this to be explicit consent only. So only a yes allows for promotional emails. And now if I return to Emma, her consent is off because no answer means no due to company settings. So you manage the company's consent mode by going to company and scrolling down to general, which I was where I just was. Now we can update consent as they give it to us in other means. But in general, consent is captured as part of our external forms workflow. So when we have an inquiry form or a viewing form or whatnot, you can have a marketing consent checkbox where they can either opt in or they can uncheck the box to opt out. There's also marketing consent associated with the viewing questionnaire form. And so this status can change throughout the process if they agree to, they can opt in and opt out of marketing consent. Now within Sonas, we have two kinds of emails that we're sending. As I showed here, we have the event related emails. So this is directly related to what they had inquired about. And then the marketing emails, those promotional emails. So anything we send directly from the customer's account is considered an event related email. Now, marketing emails are sent from the marketing section of Sonas. This is where we can generate either a bulk email list to export and use a third-party tool such as MailChimp, or we can utilize the integration and send these bulk emails directly from Sonas via Spark Post. But here's where you can run those lists and having marketing consent, just of course going down to just those that allow it. Select allowed, there we go. So we know who we have marketing consent turned on for. Go to a different venue. Here we go. And then we can generate those lists. Now, if you're utilizing a third-party tool, there's the option for them to unsubscribe to those promotional emails. If you have Spark Post as that integration, when they unsubscribe to a Spark Post email that Sonas has sent, it will update their marketing consent in Sonas and turn it off. So they'll now have no consent or rejected consent. If they update it in MailChimp or another third-party tool, that information does not directly come into Sonas. So you'll need to update that into Sonas. You can do so by going just directly to that inquiry or that event, whatever, and click on them and go to the people sections. And here it's turned off. You can turn it on, off. You can toggle the permission here. We can also do it in bulk. So doing marketing consent in bulk is handy under a couple different ways. One, you're using MailChimp and you got a list of 10 people who unsubscribed and you just want to update that in bulk in Sonas. That's one way using that import would be helpful. Another scenario would be you're imported all of your old inquiries into Sonas because you're a new setup and you want to also import their marketing consent. So either way, that's helpful. So we do that by going down to company, imports, actions, email consent list. And here's where you're going to generate your template to fill out, which I already have open here. So it's simply the email address, the email type, and yes or no. So in a previous video, I did an import of 2 different events. So one of them was an inquiry. So we'll take this inquiry email address and I will put this in here. And I'm going to say event related, yes. But the marketing, I can either say it as yes or no. I'm going to say yes, that I've already have marketing consent from her. So then I'm going to download this. And then I'm going to return to Sonas, where I can then upload it. Marketing related, yes. Marketing, yes. And assume that I have a full list of everyone who's, the 10 emails that unsubscribed from MailChimp or whatever. Next, this is the mapping, email types enabled. Next, nothing's in red, so it's ready to go. And I'm going to submit, where it will now process. So I had a failure on the event related one because there was no change. She already had that turned on. But if I go to the Emma one, I can now see that her marketing consent is green. It's turned on, allow marketing emails. Yes, so that has been updated. And we also generate the activity that her consent has changed because of the bulk imports, how that's been changed as well. So that is updated there. So again, the 2 different kinds of emails, event related and then marketing. The marketing consent is managed within Sonas to make sure that you guys don't get in trouble for sending promotional emails that are not wanted, or ways to update consent if anyone unsubscribes.